Howdy, everyone. It's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll be talking about the movies, TV shows, what have you. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then yes, there's a good chance I'll be talking about it. So, of course, I'll be talking about this kind of subject matter, which I've just found really cringeworthy in a lot of ways. And it's referring to this individual. And yes, he has his program, Family Life Blended. Yeah, that's like a podcast kind of thing he'd be doing, of course. And he's also a best-selling author, licensed marriage and family therapist, podcast, and of course, this popular conference speaker when it comes to his like family and whatnot. So of course, you want to say something about Disney because of course you would. And it's about inspiration, how Disney will keep his inspiration because God, I guess. But ultimately, I feel like you don't care because you just want to increase the numbers of your church, by which I mean you, of course, secure your church to exist within more generations. Yes, of course, pregnancies. Yes, I'm talking about the subject matter again. And yes, marriage has been one of the most common things he'll be talking about. Even though ultimately, babies, 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 he wants women to, like many other Christians, to have maybe to reproduce a bunch of kids. It's like, as I said, he wants babies to exist so that his religion can continue after he dies, so to speak. And here's something about marriage right here.
And it just occurred to me that someone may be listening right now and not know what Blended and Blessed is. Well, it's a one-day marriage live stream for blended family couples. It's new and fresh every year. And here's the cool thing. It's a live stream, so you can watch from your home. You can gather with a few other couples at your church. You can host it for groups of couples if you want. It's very affordable. So make sure you get our next Blended and Blessed on your calendar. It's Saturday, April 27th, 2024. Save that date. Saturday, April 27th, 2024. You can join the live audience if you want. We're going to be in McKinney, Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, or you can just join us online. Put it on your calendar and start thinking and talking with your church leadership about hosting it for your church and your community. We have online resources to help with that, and you can talk with one of our staff for free, actually, to learn how to host a great event. Again, check the show notes for a link to our Blended and Blessed webpage. Well, you've heard me say on this podcast, probably more than once, that blended families are born out of loss, and then they're born into ambiguity. Loss opened the door to a step family, and loss is what greets you when you step inside.
Christ, do you remember when this wicked woman kidnapped Rapunzel when she was an infant and basically just kept her and lied to her? Just have her stay in the tower? Okay, whatever, she's kept that, but one big tweak would be that she allowed the character that Rapunzel fell for and had the both of them locked up in the tower, and they both would be reproducing babies year after year after year and be teaching the Christian morals. I bet you none of you Christians will ever complain about that. Anyway, yeah, what is his name? Eugene, right? But anyway, more over the point is that yeah, this individual pretty much goes on to say that Disney went into bankruptcy at one point. I don't know when that happened, but okay. But anyway, and it was due to lack of imagination, whatever that means. So yeah, of course, he's trying to say that you can have any business you want, and it could thrive in success as long as you believe in God, you will win. Again, whatever that means. So anyway, it's not that long really, so let's get into it.
What's the difference between a great accomplishment and just another failed attempt?
For Family Life Blended, here's Ron Deal.
Walt Disney went bankrupt and was fired for lacking in...
Wait, what? From where did they get fired from? How did this happen? And when did this happen? What are you talking about?
Imagination. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times to invent the light bulb, and Dr. Seuss's first book was rejected 27 times. But each of them eventually succeeded simply because they were persistent. Proverbs 12:11.
So in other words, to have grand success in life, you have to believe in God. Yes, of course, he wants to use these Bible verses as a way, a specific Bible verse anyway, to ensure that you couldn't succeed in life no matter how many times you get rejected, no matter how many times you fail in life, no matter how many times you get beat up, you just pick yourself up again and try again. Kind of like how in the Rocky movies, how Rocky himself, those he's a boxer or whatever, and he gets beat up a bunch of times, but then in the last round, he really shows the opponent what he's made of. Kind of like that, I guess. And you will always win. You always succeed in the end, as long as you believe in God. What? What? You don't necessarily need to believe in God for this kind of thing. There's many atheists, I do mean many atheists, who have succeeded in life without believing in God. Yes, that's actually a possibility. Who knew? So I don't get it. I just don't understand why specifically do you have to have faith in God to have a great life?
Teaches that persistence pays off, but distraction is a barrier. Well, that's what separates successful blended families from those who just tried and failed.
Again, you're under the impression that the absolute only way to have a great life if you believe in God, which again is a lie.
Faithfully being persistent to work on your marriage and family.
There you go, lying again. You don't necessarily have to be married to be successful. You don't necessarily have to have a family to be successful, and you don't have to have a bunch of kids to be successful.
Even in the face of discouragement, is what brings about a positive turning point for most families. Be persistent. For Family Life Blended, I'm Ron Deal.
To find out more, visit FamilyLifeBlended.com.
Wait, who's distracting who from what? Yeah, he doesn't provide much context other than that, really. So, of course, he really just trying to go on the idea, really hammering the idea. You have to get married. 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 And again, you have to get married. That's a lie. No, you don't.
It is available in that way. In fact, all 7 of our previous Blended and Blessed live streams are available through an online all-access pass, and the different sessions are available one at a time, and we even include a discussion guide specifically so you can turn the live stream into a small group study and do one session at a time. A lot of churches and groups are doing that. We want to recommend that you consider doing that if you're looking for another video series. Again, the show notes will tell you how you can get to that. And it just occurred to me that someone may be listening right now and not know what Blended and Blessed is.
I still don't know why you have to have a family. Why do you have to have your own expanded family in your way to pretty much have a great life? So yes, of course, frequently talking about this kind of a thing. Yeah, he has worked full-time in marriage, of course, and family ministry since 1988. Obviously, he has a lot of experience in this kind of thing when it comes to families, of course. And obviously, he wants to express what his point of view, again, in his family life blended thing, which is pretty much a division of family life. It's, of course, it's a program kind of a thing he'd be running. And of course, again, he wants to help families to achieve their goals, which a lot of these Christians would do anyway.
Well, it's a one-day marriage live stream for blended family couples. It's new and fresh every year. And here's the cool thing. It's a live stream, so you can watch from your home. You can gather with a few other couples at your church. You can host it for groups of couples if you want. It's very affordable. So make sure you get our next Blended and Blessed on your calendar. It's Saturday, April 27th, 2024. Save that date. Saturday, April 27th, 2024. You can join the live audience if you want. We're going to be in McKinney, Texas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, or you can just join us online. Put it on your calendar and start thinking and talking with your church leadership about hosting it for your church and your community. We have online resources to help with that, and you can talk with...
I'm not going to join a church, okay? That's never going to happen. I won't join a church. You can't be telling me what to do. Like at all. Because that's how I roll. And of course, a lot of you Christians would have a problem with that because you want people to be told what to do because apparently you have the answers to everything. You have the proper method of living and I'm supposed to follow this path of life. And guess what? Like I said before, I've had 8 marriages. and they all failed. I guess marriage life isn't for me, really. But why do I have to get married and have kids to have a great life? You still haven't explained that.
One of our staff for free, actually, to learn how to host a great event. Again, check the show notes for a link to our Blended and Blessed webpage. Well, you've heard me say on this podcast, probably more than once, that blended families are born out of loss, and then they're born into ambiguity. Loss opened the door to a step family, and loss is what greets you when you step inside. Today, we're going to be talking about navigating those experiences for adults and children, and navigating those spaces with faith and with hope.
What I don't understand is that he's assuming that everybody's capable of having a marriage, which isn't true because not everyone can have a marriage, like at all. Some people are for it and some people aren't, and that's okay. Not everybody's suited for it, this kind of a life. But he's under the assumption that everyone in the entire world, everyone in existence should do it because God said so. It, of course, makes God seem like a control freak when you think about it.
A quick reminder that even if we're not specifically describing the exact family circumstances of your family, please know that the principles I think you hear will apply. For example, what we say about managing loss can help you. It can even help your loss if it was different than what we're talking about today. And what we say about younger children generally applies to older children, adult children, and stepchildren as well. Just hear it and then translate it into your specific family situation. I think.
Yeah, here's the thing. Again, one of the major problems I have with these podcasts from this religion is that they're always too broad. They always give the general consensus. They're never super specific on what they're talking about. And if they're trying to be specific, a lot of the information is still very vague. It's still not connected to anything whatsoever. So again, I keep coming across this problem over and over and over and over again.
You'll get lots out of it. Joel?
Not really. Not really. Not really. So anyway.
And Vinitha Reisner understand suffering. Joel's late wife, Barb, died of cancer. Vinitha lost a newborn son. She has a progressive, debilitating disease, and she went through an unwanted divorce. Joel is a nuclear engineer, if I get that right, and Vinitha is a writer and a speaker. She's written books like Desperate for Hope, Questions We Ask God in Suffering, Loss, and Longing.
As mentioned earlier, folks, yes, he's an author, but also a consular editor for the Smart Step Family series of books, including the best-selling books Building Love Together and Blended Families, the 5 Love Languages, and Becoming Step Family Smart, with some kind of marriage books, I guess you can say. The Smart Step Family, I should say, 7 Steps to a Healthy Family, and DVD series, The Smart Stepdad, Dating, and The Single Parent. So yeah, there's like a lot of stuff he had gathered together.
Joel and Vinitha, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Adult daughters, are you guys empty nest?
Sort of.
We are
almost there.
Empty rebound nest. So the youngest is at home for 5 more weeks until her wedding.
Hey, you can see the finish line.
Yes.
If you're asking me. It sounds really good. My wife and I are empty nest at this point, and we are enjoying it. It does come with some challenges. You know, there's always a little bitter with the sweet, but we're really enjoying it. So I hope you guys get to taste that real soon.
Yeah, well, we tasted it for a while.
So yeah, in other words, you have to have a family to succeed in life. And of course, you have to get married and face obstacles, which, yes, he does address, is that we all know that we've all faced obstacles and challenges in life, but we feel somewhat prepared. So, okay, he's referring to the ministry, of course, that he's a part of and whatnot. Like I said, he does have a lot of experiences in this department, of course, but that doesn't mean he knows what he's talking about. He just keeps referring to, you gotta have a family, you have to get married. Like it's an absolute must. What is this, the 1950s? I don't get it. So it's probably what he wants. this whole thing with nostalgia. Well, of course, when it comes to the time of nostalgia, yes, I know I have a rather bittersweet kind of thing with nostalgia. Because it's just in nostalgia. A lot of these religious people keep coming down this road over it. I mean, it's not strictly towards them. I spoke about even with Star Wars fans. Star Wars fans are guilty of this as well because apparently Disney ruined Star Wars, which they didn't. But anyway, and like how these fans believe that it was bad, it was better back then. That was much better way back then before Disney got the greedy hands on it or whatever. Which is of course, really absurd that because that's not what happened. George Lucas already ruined Star Wars, and yes, the thing is that even the religious people had talked all kinds of nonsense about Star Wars as well. So it's not just the fan base, but also the religious people as well. And of course, it's specifically the Star Wars films that were produced by Disney as well. So moreover is that nostalgia, back in the day, how things were better back in the day, of course, and whatnot. Of course, that's going to be a main thing for him, of course, when you think about it, because you have to organize your life. You got to make sure he's on the right path, obviously, according to him. But yeah, that's about it, really. I guess that's not much else I can say. Is that it's just ridiculous when you think about it because it doesn't make any sense. So you think that this is the only way to live your life? Somehow this is the only way to live, which doesn't make any sense. If someone wants to get married and if someone wants to have a bunch of kids, that may work for some people, sure. It's just some people actually love being married. Some people actually love having a marriage. Some people love having a relationship. Some people love having kids. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. If that works for you, that's fine. More power to you. Anyway, that doesn't mean everybody would like it. Anyway, thanks for watching. That'll be it. It's just so stupid. Anyway, whatever.